This week on episode number 164 of the Convincing Idiots podcast, remember the great Matthew Perry and some other pop culture figures who have recently passed away. Our Ask an Idiot segment this week, more Marvel rumors. Are they really going to bring back all original Avengers? We discuss and what we think about that potential strategy. And, we look like we really enjoy modern music, modern things. We are hip, we are up to date, we are up to speed on all things current, and we listen to some current pop music and give you some ratings on what we thought. All this and more. Keep listening, keep watching, and let's start the show.
All right. Test.
Call it again.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today,
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got to hold poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Awesome.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean. They call me the Zennial.
I'm Brian Gen X.
And my name is Nick, and I am a millennial, and this is Convincing Idiots, a weekly podcast hosted by three friends from three different generations talking about all things nerd and pop culture. So if you've not already done so, dudes and dudettes, we would like to invite you to come find us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can find links to each and every one of them conveniently placed on a tree for you. More specifically, our link tree. So Google Convincing Idiots link tree, LINKTREE, and there you will find links to all of our social media platforms, all of that and so much more, including our web store, information about us, different ways that you can help out the show. All of that is on our website. That's convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So don't forget to follow us, like us, subscribe to us, rate us, review us, all of those wonderful things. Recommend us to your friends and download this podcast each and every week. Please and thank you. We appreciate your support. We are Convincing Idiots. Boys, Merry Christmas. 'Tis the season.
Yeah.
It's the season
Halloween is past,
to be
and
horny.
it is officially Christmas time. So, Merry Christmas to you both. Hello. Gentlemen.
Wow.
All right. Wow. Christmas harmonica action.
That's right.
Yep. Usually when Dean plays the mouth organ, Nick, it's not quite that harmonious, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First of all, fuck you, it is. It is a beautiful thing, sir.
Uh-huh. Yep. I didn't hear any fucking music, I tell you that. Yep.
Maybe you just didn't pay me enough.
That's true. I mean, you get what you pay for,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So it has been another week past since we were all joined together live in person in Dean's house. So, Brian, how have you been in the last week, my friend?
Doing well, sir. Had a great time last weekend. So Halloween was still around. So we went out to downtown Barberton. Allie and I and Dean and Megan had a great time. And they're I think it was their first bar crawl thing they were trying out on Halloween. So that was fun. A lot of
Oh,
people
they had a bar
dressed
crawl
up.
downtown on
Absolutely.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have
yes,
those
indeed.
door cups, so like everybody was able to drink their beers in the street.
Oh,
They
that's cool.
they
Like the
blocked it
commons
off.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it missed it a little bit, but not enough to ruin the evening by far. We had a nice time walking around, checking out the local bars, and they had a raffle contest. And actually,
Who won that raffle?
I won the raffle. I won a
Yeah.
$50 gift card on the behalf of the downtown Barberton. So that was pretty cool. That was a good time. And then lovely girlfriend's Allie's birthday was this week, so we had some little bit of birthday celebration on Saturday, and a more on her actual birthday last evening. Actually, a nice dinner and cake and all that stuff. So just nice few days here with loved
Nice.
ones.
Well,
and
happy
family.
birthday, Allie.
Thank you very much. So she.
Well, you should
appreciates
say that, Nick. I mean, I texted her on her birthday.
Oh, did
I don't
you?
know if you did, Nick.
I did
but-
not. She has
No,
not given
well-
me her phone. I don't have her phone number. She's
Well, you probably don't
She's-
deserve it.
She's smart.
Yeah. I know what you do with. You have my number, and I know what you do with that.
Right.
She
Mhm.
don't need the shit you send me.
There you go.
Well,
There you
I
go.
have different things that go out to different audiences, but that's
Okay,
neither here nor there.
Dean, how are you, sir? How you doing?
I'm terrific. Same as you. You know, kind of getting over the Halloween holiday season. We, like you said, we went and did the bar crawl. A lot of fun. I was a woolly mammoth for Halloween. You know, I'm used to having something such woolly and mammoth between my legs, and the tradition continued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, what else did I do? I wrote it down because, oh, yep, that's right. Brian and I went to and hung out and watched the Browns lose
That's right,
in
Sunday.
the most Browns-like fashion
That's right. Sunday. Yes. Yes.
possible.
They lost?
were, yeah. Down to the last fucking minute. The guy
Yeah.
threw the ball when he should have ran it and fucked it
Bounced
all
off
up.
the guy's helmet. And got it
Yep.
intercepted, and that was then they drove it down and won the game. Seattle. Yeah.
Yep. So they had it in the bag and they fucking blew it.
Mhm.
Shit.
So that was fun. Other than that,
Yeah.
you know, working, you know, loving and fucking. That's about it. Nikolai, what about you?
No.
What have you been up to with your beautiful mustache? That
Well,
the reason people should watch our YouTube
Mhm.
channels to see
Of
Nikolai's
course.
beautiful mustache. Why do you have such a thing?
is the reason the reason the season is the reason. I don't know what the thing is that they say, but the reason for the mustache is it is Movember, boys. Today is November
Movember.
2nd that we record this. It is Movember, so you grow a mustache or donate money to any of the Movember campaigns of your choosing to raise awareness for men's health and support both physical and mental health for men all across the globe. So it's a nice time to let the mustache shine here. So it's I'm celebrating Movember once again. But yeah, been good. It was a good weekend. You know, we had trick or treat on Saturday. Made my famous chili.
Mm.
I officially, at age 35, have become too old for my own chili that I make because it gives me crippling heartburn every time I eat it.
Man.
But it's good. That means it's good. Because I mean, it's
Right?
I put nice to put a little bed of jalapenos at the bottom of the crock pot, and then all the ingredients on top, and let that
That's the way to do it.
kind of rise up through. So it is very good. I get great reviews from it, but this year
It
specifically,
burnt the
wreaked-
bottom beard part off,
It
apparently.
did. It scorched me. Yeah, it
Yeah.
wreaked havoc on the bottom of my face. So yeah, and
And
the
the
bottom of my
your ass.
intestines, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
Which there you go. Jumping the gun there, but yeah, it was a good
All right.
weekend. Kids went trick or treating. You know, we hung out, watched some movies. Got to go to the Cleveland Monsters game last night and watch them win in a shootout. So
Nice.
very
That's fun.
exciting game there. They were actually up with 0.7 of a second left, and they got scored on. So then they had to go to overtime, 3-on-3. Nobody scored in the overtime, and then the Monsters come in there and win it in the shootout. So, but it was a good time. Took my mom with us and stuff, so it was a lot of fun.
How's she doing?
So she's doing
Yes.
good. She's doing
Yes,
good.
about me?
Not once, no.
Oh, well, maybe next time.
Maybe, maybe. But
All right,
yeah,
well,
yeah, good weekend.
All right. Excellent. So have you? Well, I'll just stay with you, Nick. Have you seen anything over the past week, and you want to recommend any reviews?
Yeah, I have a couple things that one I'll recommend and one I probably won't.
Okay.
The one the one thing I will recommend, season 2 of Shoresy is here. If anyone's familiar with Letterkenny, it is a spin-off show from that. It's around one of the hockey players from Letterkenny. So season 2 of Shoresy is out, and so far it's phenomenal. Yeah, if you like Letterkenny and you like Shoresy, this won't disappoint. It's all the ssame. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Watch the episodes in order would be my best recommendation. Start at episode 1 and work your way down. Try that. That'll make it a little more enjoyable
and understandable, I guess.
And understandable, yeah. And then Friday night. So my kids have been counting down the days for this movie to drop, and my wife and I, Robin and I, were thinking we should probably watch it first, as it is based around kind of a scary premises. It is for children, but it's based on the scary, spooky series of games called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
The kids were very excited to see this movie, and we said, before you guys watch it, we're going to watch it and make sure it's okay for you to see. So we did, and so they're just dying. They went and stayed the night with their aunt, came home, and they're like, "Can we watch it? How was it? Can we watch it? Can we watch it?" I said, "Yes, you absolutely can watch it." And what I really appreciated about this movie was I think that they understood that children are going to be watching this. So even though there's a lot of, if you're not familiar, Five Nights at Freddy's, it's like being stuck in a Chuck E. Cheese. The animatronics come to life, and then they like kill people and stuff. Okay, so it's a game series. I know Carter's familiar with them.
That was actually the original pitch for this podcast. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's the finale episode. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So we watched this movie, and so I appreciated that. There it is creepy and there is killing, but it is done in a very it's not over the top blood and gore and stuff like that. I think they like I said, kept in mind that there would be children watching this, which I thought was really cool and I appreciated. However, the acting was fucking horrible. It was really poorly done. It's doing well. It's apparently the highest rated opening Blumhouse film ever or whatever, and it's getting all these streams and stuff. So it's definitely
it has 10 years. It has 10 years of fans behind it.
Right. Yeah. So, but I would not recommend it to the casual fan or just casual moviegoer in general, unless you are a fan of the series. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably not your cup of tea. Josh Hutcherson is the lead. The kid was in the Hunger Games. Matthew Lillard is in it. So there's some people in there, but man, it's left a little bit to be desired.
Sure.
And then, did you watch it as well?
No, but
I'll
touch on it real quick. Is that Carter's birthday party was at his mom's house, and this shows the different parenting between you guys and us. Is that instead of watching it, we just invited all of his friends over, and they all viewed it at one time at his birthday party at his mom's house.
All the children.
Yeah. And because I told Carter, because he's been such a fan for so long, I told him, after you watch it, you and I will go to the theater. They sat at home. No,
right.
And I said, you and I will go to the theater to see it. And I texted him the next, Saturday morning, and I said, "So, dude, what'd you think?" He goes, "That was good." I said, "Are we going to the theater seat?" He goes, "Not really theater worthy." I'm like, "Okay."
Yes, correct.
He goes,
all right.
He goes, "We can watch it. We can watch it on Peacock at home." I'm like, "All right, fair enough."
That was initially my oldest plan. They were going to go to the group of friends were going to go to the movie and see it. If it was okay, they were going to go see it Saturday. And then I thought, well, if that was the case, Robin and I could take Oliver, sit in the back of the theater, let them do their thing, and then we'll sit in the back. Plans fell through. It worked out for the better. And I told Robin, I said, "Can you imagine if we would have watched this movie tonight, saw what it was, then tomorrow had to go to a theater, sit through it again, and pay money for it?"
Right.
Whoa, that would have been the ultimate slow death. But it's not horrible. It's just it's random. It's a lot of weird stuff. Like I said, if you're not a massive fan of the franchise, I wouldn't recommend wasting your time on it.
All right.
But one thing I will recommend here, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 5. Holy shit, we're getting deeper and deeper in the story. Just this evening, a few hours ago, we progressed to the part of the story where you actually get to play as Venom for a little bit. This is now Miles Morales and Peter Parker teaming up in this game. The Lizard's in it. You got Venom. You got Black Cat. The graphics are unreal. The storytelling in these games. This is the third installment of these games, and it's like watching a movie. I mean, they should be writing movies. It's just it's crazy the story that it takes you through these different games, and it's just that I would recommend to anybody who is a fan of video games. I would say I've never been a big fan of watching other people play video games, but this one you can. Like the graphics are good enough, the story is good enough, the cutscenes are amazing. They're like little mini movies. It's worth like watching someone. Even if you're not a gamer and one of your kids like Spider-Man, like sit down and watch it. It's awesome. But that's about it. Those are all my recommendations for the week.
Very good.
Have you seen I've seen making some news, Nick, is in that game they messed up the Cuban and the Puerto Rican flag or something like that. Have you heard about this?
Oh, did they? No.
Yeah, apparently I think it's in Miles Morales' home or something. Isn't he part Puerto Rican?
Yeah, he
There's
has
a flag hanging.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess there's a flag hanging up in the home or something like that.
That's the
and
wrong one.
they put the Cuban flag in there, and it's it should have been the Puerto Rican flag. So it's making a little bit of minor social media buzz. Okay, all right,
yeah,
all right, very good.
I did not catch that, but I'll be on the lookout for that. Although,
yeah, I mean, not that you would
like, not to out myself, but I'm like, would I know? Like,
yeah,
I don't,
right. Yeah. Okay. Dean, what about you?
Well, I have been caught up on Loki. I know we're not giving spoilers, but holy shit. I know we're going to talk about it later in the question of the week, but goddamn did they get it right with Loki season 2. It is probably one of my favorite things Marvel's done. I love the way I am a time travel fan. I love that genre. So I love the idea, what they're doing, the timey-wimey shit, the mixing of universes, and I just I wish we were I
like timey-wimey. That's a good term.
Right?
Yeah.
I love I wish we could like break down and get into it. That's not what we do really here, but it's so goddamn good. If you're a fan of Marvel and you're not watching this, the best series they do, I don't know what you're doing as a nerd. So
did you see episode 5 or just through 4? That would have been 5 would be today.
I did not get to watch today. It comes out at 9, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it wouldn't have been on yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Brian is a time traveler and has already seen it. Actually,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, it came on 15 minutes after we started this horseshit.
That's right.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that tomorrow. Again, I'm continuing to watch Quantum Leap. Again, a time travel fan, and if you're a fan of the original series, check that out. But what I did want to talk about is the Netflix series that we just started last night. We got into a little bit more today, Megan and I. The TV show Bodies on Netflix. Are you guys familiar?
Bodies.
No.
Bodies. All right.
Who's in that?
I don't know. A bunch of actors that I don't know the names of. It's a British show. It's it's based out of in England.
Okay.
And the premise is you have 1891, 1941, you have 2023 and 2052, I believe. And all of these timelines, they're telling a story in all 4 of those timelines. And the story is they find a body in the same place on the same street in all of the timelines, and it's the exact same person. And just to say that kind of fucks with you, and you actually don't even understand. We're just kind of getting into almost how they did it, but it's so good. The way they tell the stories in all 4 places, everybody kind of, as you go, starts lining up, even though it's hundreds of years between each other. or you know what I'm saying. I don't know math correctly, but fuck, it's so good. It's if you like the timey-wimey stuff, if you like the science fiction aspect, if you like British accents, this is.
Did you say science fiction aspect?
Science fiction?
Okay.
or science fiction. If
you like science fiction?
If you want to go fishing, if you're ready to go fishing for science, this is a fantastic show to watch. But I highly recommend it. Bodies, very cool. A lot of these shows, especially Netflix, like you have to really like sit through the first episode and trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. You do that, but you get hooked almost immediately. Like it definitely grabs you and holds you right away and brings you through it. So yeah, Bodies on Netflix. Highly recommend.
Very cool.
Brian, what about you? What are you watching besides me in the shower?
What are you watching, you goober?
On Halloween, I was looking for more just kind of.
He can't break eye contact with his junk. Like he's just staring down.
Well, you've seen it.
My iPad.
I couldn't stop watching it. It's like staring at me like a big, sexy, bald cyclops.
That's right. Yep. Got the same. Again, it's got the same hair. The whole bit.
Gray.
Yeah, same beard. Yep, absolutely.
And when I say something dumb, it also goes.
I told you guys, I've been working through the old Christopher Lee Dracula movies. Enjoyed those. And Halloween, I'm like, maybe I'll watch another one. But in the same, since I searched that one, another suggestion came up on, I think it was on Max or Prime. I can't remember, one or the other. But The Hound of the Baskervilles from 1959. This is the Sherlock Holmes novel. But in this movie was Peter Cushing as Sherlock Holmes. And Christopher Lee played one of the Baskerville, like the remaining family member in the movie. So kind of different roles for these guys. Very entertaining, kind of creepy. It's got the whole Sherlock Holmes mystery. You're trying to solve the crime. I really didn't remember how the thing ended or anything. So it was really just a good, solid, fun movie. So if you're looking for like a classic movie, go check that out. Again, from 1959, The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Did you watch Bridge Over the River Kwai?
I've not seen that yet.
No. Okay.
Bridge Over the Walking Phoenix.
I just know.
Maybe next week.
Joaquin Phoenix, I believe it is. That's right.
Did you know that's Mr. Feeney's great grandson? From Boy Meets World. Do you know that? Did you know that? Fact.
Is that real or are you fucking with me?
Go ahead.
That Joaquin Phoenix is the fake character Mr. Feeney's great grandson?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fabrication.
All right.
Man. Come on, Jesus Christ. Get your shit together.
Well, he could be related to him too.
Yeah. Hey man, time travel. Right. We were just talking about it.
I'm with you, Dean, on Loki season 2. We won't spoil anything here, but episode 4 was like, wow, really very interested to see what's going on in episode 5. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, it was something else, and it was interesting to see what they do. I've been starting to watch the final season of Fear the Walking Dead. This is on AMC. There's this is season 8. There's a few new episodes there, but I'm working through the entire season. This is an offshoot of the Walking Dead series. So they have Morgan, one of the main characters from the original series. He went out to the West Coast. So it's it's him and a whole different group of people. There's a couple carryovers from the Walking Dead series as well, but it's an interesting storyline. It's separate from it's in that universe but separate. So I just love all that stuff. So it's a pretty intriguing final season. So if you're a Walking Dead fan or certainly a Fear of the Walking Dead fan, go check out season 8, the final episodes on AMC. And I went to see Scott today and got a new Twilight Zone tattoo, which I will show you here. Where is it?
A very unworkable part of the arm.
Right. He's not aware of how his body works.
There we go.
There's another one of the masks from the Twilight Zone, the mask, like the grief mask. And if you check us out on YouTube and stuff, he did, great job. fine work. But during my tattoo, Nick, he put on the first few episodes of Righteous Gemstones. So I got to
yes.
my
Good,
introduction to that.
That
It
is how I
good.
found out about that show. Was at the tattoo shop there, and that's
there
how
you
I
have it.
first
It
got
was
into
so
that show.
good.
Yep.
I got to get watching the new season.
I'd say it's the best one yet. It
Oh,
really
okay.
is. Yeah, it's so good.
But I
Yeah, I'm a
enjoyed it. I
huge
saw
fan.
the first 3 episodes. I'm going to continue to watch. So
There you
if you
go.
have not watched it on Max, go start watching Righteous Gemstone. John Goodman is great. As Danny McBride, a lot of funny people, interesting, good acting, and an interesting storyline. So yeah, go check that out as well. That's what I've seen really over the past week. Go ahead.
Well, you had made a reference that about watching things, in order, right? Actually, I was just informed. Seth Browning sent me a text and goes, "Hey, man, finally started the podcast."
Oh my God!
I said,
Oh
good.
God! From the beginning?
Yeah.
Tell him no.
I said, where you at? He goes, oh, I started at what? I go, oh, well, you don't mind, you can skip around and kind of go. He goes, nope.
You'll never make it to 3 if you start at 1.
He goes, I'm the kind of guy who will start in the beginning and I'm work boy. I said, okay, well, the only thing I can say is it does get better.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's not
good,
episodic.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
Seth, when you hear this in 2026,
that's right.
We appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought you guys found that funny.
That is funny.
That's good. All right, guys. So we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back with some pop culture headlines and our Ask an Idiot. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was checking things I wrote down. Brian, real quick, talking about things we watched. Have you seen the new trailer for The Fall Guy?
I knew that they were making a Fall Guy with Ryan. Is it Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling.
Play Ken.
Yep.
Guy play Ken.
Ryan Gosling.
He's going to play the.
Yeah.
Brian,
I need you to watch that, and I need you to text me and tell me how fucking angry you are when you're done watching this goddamn trailer.
Really?
Is that the same or different than the one that Ryan Reynolds just did?
Yeah, he's the actor that Ryan Gosling's trying to find. I think. At least they showed a quick picture, and I thought it looked like Ryan Reynolds. But it has no feeling at all of the series. It is the equivalent of how they did Chips.
That's
where they made it a joke, and the main character is kind of like Lee Majors was a badass in that show, right? Like he was, in general, a tough guy. Honestly, maybe it's because I've seen the Barbie movie that I can't not see him as Ken, but he looks like a weird,
the most attractive man ever created.
Yeah, but again, I'm not saying anything against his looks. I mean, he's a very handsome man. I do hand stuff with him. But all I'm saying is he seems like a loser. Like the character seems like a loser that's getting forced into this weird world. And yeah, that I could be wrong, but as far as the trailer goes, it gives no feel at all of the original series, and it just pissed me off. So, Brian, I need you to watch it so you can be as mad as I am.
I will watch that. That was a show that I loved in the 80s. It was like a family TV night show. One of those for sure. With Lee Majors, like you say, Heather
Marky
Thomas. Marky Pose came on later. You're right. Yeah, it's just he was like Lee Majors. It was a weird concept. He was a stunt man.
I mean, it's a dumb premise.
But then they somehow was he also a bounty hunter or something?
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly what it was.
Bounty hunter.
Yeah,
and, I mean, he beat people up in real life, and but this does not have that feel. So
yeah,
again,
I don't like that.
Watch it. Let me know what you think.
I will. I'll give you a rating next week on the next episode. So, okay,
that's all I got now. Sorry.
Damn it! Don't fuck with the Fall Guy. Come on.
I know, right?
No Lee Major show should be made fun of. None.
Isn't it surprising to you that they haven't done Knight Rider yet? In like a reboot of TV or movie?
They have made a reboot, television version of Knight Rider.
Really?
It's probably been over 10 years ago, but they did redo it for TV. It didn't last long, but they did do a series briefly.
I did not.
I
know
couldn't
that.
tell you who's in it or like anything, but I want to say it was over 10 years ago.
Now
And
I'm
I
gonna
don't-
look it up.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves. So, I mean, we can cut to break. This has
Yeah,
nothing.
look
do
it
with
up, and
anything
we'll
here.
come back.
No!
Yeah,
Hold
so
on. We got to know.
after the break, we know that you're going to. Main reason you're going to come back is when the Knight Rider television show aired, of course, because you can't look it up yourself. And we'll give you some pop culture
I'm
headlines.
just curious.
That's right. And our Ask an Idiot segment this week, more Marvel rumors that we're going to get into. Marvel movie rumors.
Knight Rider
It's kind of big.
2000, Code of Vengeance.
Okay. So I'm going
Whoa.
to guess that was 2000?
Yeah, I would think so.
Breaking news.
All right.
Breaking.
Okay. That's right. How many years ago would that be, Dean?
78 years ago, if I can do my
Yeah.
math right.
Close.
Yeah.
Close. That's right. That's right.
Better than I thought he'd do.
Yep. Okay. All right. And for the heck of it, we're going to come back and we're going to tell you when Hogan's Heroes aired on television. That's it. Just for no reason.
And then we'll take another break.
And then yeah, exactly. That's right.
Three, two. I might fall from a tall building. I might roll a brand new car. Cause I'm the unknown stuntman who made Redford such a star.
Very good. Couldn't have sung any better, Lee Majors. That's right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So some pop culture.
Welcome
pop culture-
back.
That's right. Welcome back. That's right. We're gonna come back every segment singing the Fall Guy theme.
All right, I like
Why
that.
not? Yeah, for the rest of 2023. Why not?
I've been practicing. The other one I've been practicing is Charles in Charge. So
Mhm.
keep that in your back pocket.
Good.
So I'm
Excellent.
gathering from the last conversation in the beginning of this one that Fall Guys was not an original movie that starred Ryan Reynolds like a year or so ago.
Shit, Nicholas. Eat.
That's the Free Guy, I believe, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
that's a free guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I
You
don't even know
mixed
what.
up.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Then okay,
That's right.
I
Fall
thought I
Guy
had
was
some
a-
sense of what we were talking about. I don't.
No. Fall Guy was an 80s television show, and Lee Majors put a stuntman that somehow, again, solved crimes or was a bounty hunter too, or something like that. It was something, bail. Was it? Again, it was something like that.
I think he was he was a bounty hunter, I believe.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Either that or like in this new trailer. And again, we're spending way too much time on this fucking Fall Guy trailer, but the actor that he's like performing for,
Mhm.
right, the stunts for, gets kidnapped, and he has to, and the the director tasks this stuntman to go find him because he can do anything or some more shit like that. So,
Okay. All right. Well, I had a poster of Heather Thomas on my wall by the Fall Guy truck, and that was pretty good. That
yeah,
was pretty good back in high school. Yeah, absolutely. Or yeah.
I have
Okay.
a poster of Brian. You know the what is the 10 poster? Bo Derek in the movie 10 coming out of the
braids.
water. Yeah, I have the picture of you coming out of the water. Same thing with the braids and stuff.
Yeah, except the braids is just in my beard.
It's beautiful.
It's a 2020
Yes,
beard that I had
beautiful.
going on there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Did that
and
before I
it's
shaved
braided in, and it's braided in. It's almost like a thing with your chest hair. It's like you have a blanket right here. It's sexy.
Yeah. Find it on our YouTube channel, perhaps.
That's right.
Get it
But you have
printed
to
on
give
a
us
pint
subscribe.
glass. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drink out of it.
That's right. Well, guys, I hate to start with a few deaths here. We did have a few deaths in the world of pop culture and in sports here too. But this guy had definitely made a name in the pop culture world a little bit too. Bob Knight just passed away, former coach of the former college basketball coach, most known certainly for coaching Indiana University. He won 3 championships there in the late 70s and early to mid 80s, respectively. He went on to coach other areas as well, but he's certainly most known for coaching at Indiana. Also known for just being an absolute nutcase.
I got so distraught when you told me. I got so distraught I threw a chair across the room.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, one of his most famous clips. If you've not watched any Bob Knight clips for some reason, and maybe you haven't if you're younger, certainly, go check that out. I'm sure they're out there on YouTube, certainly. Just really crazy temper tantrums. And they just really, it's amazing he lived to 83. Honestly, I thought the way he was,
the blood pressure,
he could have dropped over dead at any time when he was coaching. And certainly the one scene of him, like you say, throwing a chair across the court was crazy. He's also known for, unfortunately, choking a kid. As one of his players.
I didn't know that was frowned upon.
Yeah.
So Homer Simpson did it,
right? Yeah. The hell.
Yeah. So. He went to Ohio State. He was a player at Ohio State, so he was a local guy. But if
you ask the majority of people, like I polled 100 people out in the streets earlier today, and their opinions on choking a kid and not choking a kid, it really ends up being night and day.
Yep. Any other thoughts on Bob Knight? Nick, you may not be as familiar with him. You know the name probably.
Yeah,
I've never been so proud of a joke.
I really remember the chair throwing thing and all that stuff. So I mean, I'm not much of a college basketball buff necessarily. I love pros, but the college basketball I didn't really follow that closely. And at that time, I especially didn't. But I mean, it was definitely successful coach and quite the career.
Yeah. Dean, any thoughts on Bob Knight?
Yeah, like same as Nick. I don't follow college basketball, actually any basketball. But with a storied career like that, yes. Duly noted his flaws and whatnot, but as a coach and the amount of kids he probably helped compared to how many he choked, it probably outweighs it. And we'll give him a pass.
We'll figure out the metrics. Choking to helping kid ratio. We're working on it. We have the Convincing Idiots analyst team hard at work on that. So I think they're probably asleep in bed right now. Nick, in your home, but we'll work on it. Yeah, we'll work.
You want that one to do math? Yeah.
Well, the sure as hell aren't picking up dog puke or anything like that.
No,
you know what I mean?
Right? So, absolutely not.
Yeah, they could be doing some analytics.
You got to do something.
Yeah. Work on the numbers. Richard Roundtree passed away at age 81. If you don't know the names, he played Shaft in the kind of the Black Power type movies, Black action movies. That's right. That's better. That's better.
Right. Yeah. I'll get there.
I'm only talking about Shaft.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of these movies. He reprised the role in Samuel L. Jackson. He played Shaft in 2 movies in the theater, and he played, I think, his father. Shaft's Samuel L. Jackson's father in these couple of movies here. So, just seemed like a cool guy. Is definitely a cool character in the movies. It kind of makes me want to go back and watch these. It'll be probably ridiculous, over the top, movies.
I wouldn't be opposed of that being a summer backyard movie night. I tell you.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
That sounds like it would be fun.
Yeah, that probably would be a lot of fun. Absolutely,
and probably pull up for like double feature, doing it like one of those Pam Grier ones.
Yeah, oh yeah, like a Jackie Brown type thing or something. Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Richard Roundtree? I don't know if you got to beyond what you've already said.
Again, if you're going to quantify somebody's entire life and what they do just by how fucking cool they are, I mean, you can't get any much better than Richard Roundtree and Shaft. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
he was the epitome of cool in the 70s. I don't care what background you were from. You hear the word Shaft, well, unless you're Nick and get really excited by that word.
Yeah, it's like a visceral,
Yeah,
like
it's
a
a trigger.
excitement. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't point the camera down.
That's right.
No, but you say the word Shaft, and immediately anybody from that era is going to go, "Oh, that's cool, fucking dude."
Yep.
So, I mean,
That's
what a
right.
legacy! Great actor. I've seen him in other things besides Shaft.
Yeah, a lot of TV and stuff.
Yeah,
Some other
and
movie
he was
parts.
actually, other than just like action stuff, like he actually was a legitimately good actor
Mhm.
from all the stuff I've seen him in. But yeah, cool dude. Rest in peace.
Yes, absolutely. And I think around Nick's home, they have uh, a flag at half mast.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Or Matthew Perry, best known for playing Chandler Bing on Friends. 54 years of age, died this just past weekend. I think they said cardiac arrest, and they found him drowned in his jacuzzi at home. I think they're still trying to figure out what happened. Did not appear to be foul played. I don't think there were drugs necessarily.
They said
So
they
they
didn't
didn't find
find
anything in his
anything
system. Yeah.
Okay.
or
Yeah,
around the house.
Okay, well that's good. A poor man battled addiction for many years, and but certainly on the Friends series was one of the most popular characters, certainly. And for me, if Matthew Perry's not on Friends, I don't think it's as much of a hit as it was, honestly, because with his
No.
comedic
Sure.
talents, and he was very, he had a good physical comedy, good line delivery and everything. So
Facial,
Yeah.
his facial with comedy, and just the
Yeah.
way he didn't even say anything, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just simply of just hell. I can't even
Yeah.
do that. You're watching you. I can't do. Nobody could do what he did.
Yeah.
He was one of a kind. Sorry, I'm jumping
no, please go ahead. Go
thing
ahead.
there.
Continue.
But he was in fact a one of a kind comedic actor.
Mhm.
What the imprint that he put upon I don't want to say society, maybe that's a little too heavy. He wasn't John F. Kennedy, but the imprint that he put upon pop culture. There you go, pop culture and television in general. I am a huge fan of the history of television, and he will live up there with Jackie Gleason. He will, or Art. Better yet, Art Carney, right? Like these side actors that stole the fucking show every time they're on. Kramer,
Sure.
Norm from Cheers, all of these actors that just ate up the fucking screen when they were on it, with not only their look and their presence, but like the way they delivered jokes. Like you could tell that guy strategically, like every syllable and the way he said every line was thought out meticulously.
Yeah.
To be brought to what we got to see. So I mean, there's never going to be another Norm. There's never going to be another Art Carney, and there's never going to be another Matthew Perry, Chandler Bing. It's very sad. I know a lot of the fans and stuff. They have that kind of sigh of relief when they find that it's not foul play or that it's not an overdose. That it's just an unfortunate, apparently an unfortunate, heart attack or cardiac arrest, whatever you want to call it. It's very sad. I know I haven't seen this outcry of sadness amongst like just people on like Twitter and Facebook for like one person that wasn't like family or like a president or whatever. Like it was incredible to see. And I want to give a shout out to Robin, my sister, Nick's wife, who at the moment you're not sure whether to laugh or cry, but you think about like a guy like this and he would love posts like this. And she said, as soon as it happened, could I be more sad?
Right. Yeah.
So I'll leave it with that.
Yeah, Nick, now obviously you've talked about it many times on this show and otherwise that you guys watch Friends almost every day. It's kind of your wind down show. So,
Yep.
yeah, certainly you're a fan. What are your thoughts on Matthew Perry?
Yeah. For me, it's kind of strange because when Friends came out, I was like 6 or 7 years old. I remember watching the pilot. I remember watching it. I watched it as it started.
Yeah.
I watched it all, and it was kind
Right
of
after Barney.
Friends was my introduction to comedy in an adult sense, like something that's not just funny to kids or cartoons or whatever. And what Matthew Perry did with the character of Chandler Bing, immediately he was the funniest character to me, just with his dry sense of humor, his sarcasm, and like you said, with the line delivery and his timing and everything. He was always my favorite character as a kid. And like you said, he definitely, battled he had his struggles with addiction and drinking and things like that. Everything that I heard of Matthew Perry, even before he passed, is just what a wonderful man he was. How people could see that he was struggling, but he was always caring about other people and things like that. But his impact on me personally, I mean, like I said, he really introduced me to an adult sense of comedy, or something that is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's more than just telling a joke. It's not just the things you say, it's the way you say it, it's the portrayal or whatever, however you deliver a joke. And there was really nobody like him. There was I've watched all like the special features on all the Friends DVDs and stuff like that. And the creators talk so much about like all the different characters and how they really tried to encourage each of the actors to kind of sprinkle little pieces of themselves into the character, but they were like probably nobody more than Matthew Perry was. Chandler was Matthew Perry. Like there really wasn't much of a differentiation between the two. He really he brought himself into the character of Chandler Bing in many ways. And it's been hard to think. I don't know that I really like understand. I mean, Friends has been off the air since 2004, and all these characters, most of them, other than really Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox, most of them have largely been out of the limelight. You see one pop up here and there, but you just know that they're there, and it is a very sad thing to think that he's really gone. He meant a lot to me, and I mean, I was such a fan of the character that he played. I mean, I used to watch his movies, that he would be in and things like that. And
Every 9 yards was amazing.
It was good. I love Fools Rush In. It's just a fantastic movie still to this day. Serving Sarah, it wasn't one of the greater ones. There was one called Birds of America that came out in about, I want to say 2005, 2006. Fantastic indie movie. If you ever get a chance, watch Birds of America. He plays a guy that's, has his struggles with depression and things like that. Fantastic movie. He was a brilliant comedic actor, and he did such a masterful job of finding comedy in, whether you see some of the movies that he did, whether you see he found comedy in dark moments, or even as Chandler, he was always riddled with anxiety and afraid of commitment, and he had all these things going on. He had all these weird little quirks about him, but he still he found a way to sprinkle in comedy throughout some of the less desirable aspects of life, let's say. And I think maybe in a very raw sense, like without really realizing it, that's kind of what you pick up on, is there's something very real and relatable and human about characters like that, because that is life. Life is oftentimes, there's a lot of great, beautiful things in it. There's a lot of shitty, dark things in it too. And if you can find the comedy in all of those things throughout the way, I think you're better off for it. And that's, maybe going a little bit deep there, but I just, my heart hurts for Matthew Perry, because like, I know that he struggled a lot in his life, but he brought so much joy to other people. And I am really grateful that they were able to do that little get together with all the cast members before, any one of them were gone. So he was definitely greatly missed and very impactful in my life. So rest in peace to Matthew Perry. So
What real quick? What you just said there, Nick. That's one thing that I picked up on watching Friends was that's why he was my favorite character, not just because he had the funniest lines, but because I got where he was coming from. That's how, from a young age till to now, that's how I deal with my anxiety, my whatever shit that I deal with in real life. I do it through jokes.
Yeah.
I make everything a fucking joke because it's easier than just going, holy shit, everything's crazy, we're all gonna die. You make jokes and you get through it the best you can. And that's the way he did it, and that's what I saw in that character in myself. So yeah, you're right. That was a huge, like, until you said that, it kind of dawned and clicked on me. But yeah, I mean, it was a huge deal to see somebody as goofy as it was, but fuck, that's who I am. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a goofy fucker, but that's why. To see somebody that dealt with that the same way I did was something else. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said. One key difference, though, Nick, is that Matthew Perry was entertaining.
It was. And funny.
Yeah. No, but I get what you're saying, though, guys. I agree with you. I think of all the characters on that show, his character, I agree with you, was the most relatable to many people.
Yeah.
You talk. Yeah, someone put a video out there. I found myself getting sucked into it yesterday. They strung together. You probably found it on YouTube or something. I don't know, but I saw it on my Facebook. It wasn't a reel. It was like a 10-minute video. It was like in videos that someone put up there on a page or something. But they strung together the whole cycle of Chandler and Monica's love story. How they sort of got
cool.
together, and they had the fling in London at her brother's wedding. And it was really, I was like, wow,
I'm going to do that for you two.
Sure, absolutely.
Love story.
But it was, it was a very interesting arc, and the two of them really, it was some solid acting there. It really was. Mm-hmm. It made me pause and watch the thing because it was really nice. Yeah. It was obviously they had a happy ending in the whole thing. So yeah, like I say, rest in peace. And Friends, it's just one of those rare series. There's not that many series I could think about that really has transcended and really picked up a whole new wave of viewers. If you think about that, there's not many that's been able to do that. Seinfeld and a couple other ones, but that's definitely one that people continue. Obviously. Yeah, obviously.
I mean, it is. It's almost as popular right now with kids in high school and stuff as it was at that time when it was on. Yeah. It is kind of crazy.
Absolutely. All right. Well, rest in peace, Bob Knight, Richard Roundtree, and Matthew Perry. We remember you.
Yeah, we're not walking away without mentioning. Because I just mentioned Night Court, thinking we do some segueing here, but
Richard Mole,
Richard Mole, Bull Shannon from Night Court,
that's right.
Nostradamus Bull Shannon, that's right. Was the character played by Richard Mole, the lovable, affable bailiff on Night Court.
Yep.
He was one of the only, him and Harry Anderson, one of the only two actors that from the beginning to the end were on the series.
Yep.
He was, I mean, again, talk about my childhood. I think of that series, that predated Friends and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But Bull Shannon, that character was just so lovable and amazing, and along with the incredible and funny series and cast that went along with him. It's funny. Somebody put up a picture the other day that just showed Dan Fielding, John Larroquette, and Roz are the last two remaining characters from the show, and it kind of sucks when you see it that way. But time marches on, but I couldn't let this go on without mentioning Richard Mole. his passing. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, I watched Night Court growing up too. I watched every episode back in its time, and you're right. Bull was always one of the most beloved characters on that series for sure. So
That was just a few days before, wasn't that? I mean, that was like last
all
week.
recent.
Yeah.
All very recent. Okay.
I mean, there were some moments that because all of his lines were just goofy, kind of like Chandler, right? He's that same character of like the side character, not like the main focus, but like had the best lines. But then there was only a handful of episodes, but where like he really like got to like act, and you're like, oh, holy shit, like that. You forget that, like, oh, he's an actor. That's right. And kind of, Matthew Perry did the same thing. We're like, joke. But then there were some of those episodes where they got a chance to go, this is me acting. This is me, putting out my chops there. So,
yeah.
Good on them both. So,
Absolutely.
Rest in peace, Bull.
Yes, indeed. Okay, lighter topic. You find some interesting social media debates out there. So I post a question, and sometimes out of nowhere it goes viral. And one that went viral recently here, I think it was last weekend as well. It's more of a guy topic. So obviously we're three guys. I'm interested to get your take on this too. It's the yellow pillow debate. So the idea was
Yellow
basically.
pillow.
Yeah, so a lot of guys were some guy put a picture of his disgusting yellowing pillow online, and it's just like, who else has? Basically, it's kind of one of those type of things. Who else has the yellow pillow? And a lot of guys were like, well, yeah, it's like if a pillow works for you and you've had it for a long time, why throw it away? And obviously, there's a lot of women
because it's
as
the
well
sweat and the saliva and whatever else you do.
Yeah, but it's comfortable to you and everything else here. So, do you have?
Is this the idiot question of the week?
No, it is not. It is not.
Jesus.
I just was curious where you weighed on that debate. Is your pillows like disgusting and old? Do you care, or did you? No, they get old. You throw them out, buy a new one. Go ahead, Dean.
Mine were yellow. Like when I was done with my teenage years, and like, hell, I think it even like no. I'm not talking about that.
Dean's pillows turned to stone. They were hard as a rock. You had to throw them away. They're not comfortable.
Like motherfucking plaster of Paris around here.
But no, seriously, yeah. Into my 20s, I got to the point where like I would buy new pillows if they got like just flattened or old or like you said, sweat and saliva and stuff where they became discolored of any sort. I probably my mid 20s, I started like going through like each couple of years. I actually, we just bought one of those new beds, like really expensive beds, right? And like
a Sleep Number?
Yeah, no, not the Sleep Number, but the not purple, but one of the
Casper.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know if that's the brand,
Helix?
but it's something like that. Yes, in that vein. I don't remember. So you can name any one of those, but I don't remember. Plus, they ain't paying us, so I ain't gonna say the fucking name. But they also come with a different. They also come with a different its own pillow. So it's the first time I spent fucking. I think it was like $65. Like it was a ridiculous amount of money for a pillow, but it was like same material as the bed. The best pillow I've ever slept on.
Good to know one of us is making money from this podcast. $65 pillows and shit. God damn.
Yeah, really. Jeez.
Well,
So
Brian's making it. I just do stuff to get it from it.
Right. All right, so you don't purposely hang on to a pillow. It's just when it's time, you just swap it out. I don't think that much about it. So, Nick, where do you stand on an old pillow?
So I assume when you say the pillow is yellow, that means underneath the pillowcase, right? The pillow itself is gross.
What is it on your pillowcase? It's yellow?
No.
It's
the pillow itself. The pillow itself.
Jesus.
So
got mustache residue on it.
I had the same pillow from the time I was 15. I got a memory foam pillow up until about 10 years ago because Robin took it from me because it's so comfortable that she has to have it, and now she has it. So she got me a new memory foam pillow. So yes, pillows for years. I had the same pillow until it's still in my bed. It's just on the other side of the bed and I don't get to use it.
Is it yellow?
Probably, yeah, under the pillowcase. Yeah, it's. I mean, it still smells good and everything. But I got it from Sam's Club when I was like, my parents got it for me when I was like 15, and
You said
it was
Sam's Club like that's what makes it not stink from your stupid head.
It's from Sam's Club. It's good, but it was a memory foam pillow, and it was very comfortable. So it doesn't get flat. It doesn't. There's really no reason to replace it. It doesn't smell bad. It's not flat. There's no issue with it. So yeah, I've hung on to the same pillow. Now I have one now that contours like on the bottom. It's got the little cutout for your shoulder to go in, but it also is a memory foam pillow. And it's got the contour. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
I think I still would prefer the one that Robin stole from me. That was mine forever. But
Sure.
I this one's fine. It works just fine for me. But yeah, like with those, like they don't get flattened out. There's really no
And that's the important
reason
part. Right.
to get that. I mean, yes, that's what it comes down to. If any of these pillows had gotten flat, absolutely. But that is the difference, is because it's still just as comfortable as the day I got it, and like I don't need to buy a new one. I washed the pillowcases and put new pillowcases on it.
I do a fucking knee pillow now because I'm old and my hips are
Yes.
bad. So, but those knee pillows, man, there ain't nothing better.
Yeah.
If it like falls out between my knees, I wake up because I can feel like my hips like bend out from it. So yeah, I need that shit.
Okay.
Brian, what about you? You got stinky pillows?
I have an older pillow. I did buy like a case, like not just a pillowcase, but like the allergen case over it, so you can unzip that. But I admit I do terrible with. I don't remember. No, I don't remember the last time I washed that case, like the allergen case. You know what I'm saying? So my habits there are not the best. I do change the sheets and everything like that every week, that type of deal. But the pillow itself and the case, it might be, but it is comfortable. I guess I just don't think about it. I guess it's one of those guys. If it's a comfortable,
is it a memory foam or just like a regular?
No, it's like a memory type foam pillow. I got it at like Bed Bath and Beyond or something like that. It was not a. It was like a bamboo type pillow or something. No,
not everybody can shop at Sam's Club. You have to be a member. Not just anybody can get in there.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
that's right. Yep. Yeah. So
Brian, they don't let your kind in. So
yeah, I guess not.
Very exclusive club. Sam's Club is very exclusive, and so is the Taylor Swift fan club, Swifties, which I feel is a perfect time to bring to the table this week's edition of the Swifty News Central. That's right, boys. I have updates for you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of the Swifty Central. I'm reporting to you live from the Taylor Swift Central News Studios, bringing you the news of Tay-Tay and all the goings-on of the day. Without further ado, here we go. So,
putting on these glasses like gimmick infringement.
You gentlemen, oh yes, you have cornerstone the market on eyeglasses. That is specifically Dean's thing.
When I do a read.
So you're making my tie crooked on my.
Sorry,
thing.
go ahead.
Stop.
Go ahead.
Anyway, oh God. Anyway, so as you gentlemen,
you're a man and you tied a real tie, you wouldn't have that problem.
Of course. If I were a real man, I'm bringing you the Swifty Central News. Fuck off. I'll decide what I'm going to be.
That's a valid point. So, my apologies.
As everyone knows by now, it has been the hot goss of the week. Was Taylor Swift inside that popcorn machine? Is that how she was snuck into the stadium? I'm sure you've all seen the TikToks. I'm sure you've all heard the rumors. There were theories that Taylor Swift, was inside the popcorn machine and being smuggled inside. There's different videos of people taking videos of this popcorn machine being wheeled into Arrowhead Stadium, swearing up and down that our sweet, precious Tay-Tay is inside. Our very own Goldilocks is inside the popcorn machine. All reports. Now, I regret to inform you.
Podcast Jumping the Shark.
I am still hot on the case, but I can neither confirm nor deny these reports just yet. I do have my feelers out. But one thing that I can confirm to you for right now, Swifties, she is making history yet again. She has officially surpassed Tom Brady. That's right. You thought he was the GOAT. She has officially surpassed Tom Brady in the all-time NFL jerseys sold department. There have been more number 89 Kansas City Chiefs Swift jerseys sold than any other professional football player in NFL history. Once again, Taylor Swift changing the world, breaking records, and making her mark on this marble
Is that
floating
right?
through space that we call home. That's correct. Yeah, that's
that real?
official Swift Central news report. So I will keep you up to date with all the things going on with Tay Tay and the tour to come, and we will keep an eye out for all popcorn machines and other potential vending machines that might house Taylor Swift. So that's been this edition of the Swift Report. Here we go.
Excellent.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
If you're watching the YouTube channel and you saw during the last part of that report, my camera being covered up, it's not because I was doing something nefarious. It's because I was taking screenshots of Nick with the glasses, that tie, and that mustache all together just makes for probably the greatest picture you are going to see on our social media. So stay tuned.
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to get, if we could work on getting like a screen, like they have on Weekend Update, like a screen backdrop with graphics of Taylor. That would be good.
Actually, right over your shoulder is the our logo that you have there. That actually, I don't know how you do it. Maybe get something that size and you put it up in front of there that says Taylor Swift or whatnot.
Yeah,
that'll work.
Come up with some sort of Swift Central graphic. Yeah. So
yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, I couldn't leave you guys hanging. I know you're dying to know what's going on with Taylor this week. So there you go. Moving on.
Get the fucking analytics team on that. They could.
That's right. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
God.
Kids.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I don't know what would happen if we didn't get to hear that.
Yeah. I gotta start tagging Taylor Swift on our videos and shows and stuff like it. It's an automatic few hundred more views. That's not even a joke. Yeah. Anyway.
That's actually
that's at least 100 more than we're getting now. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's about right.
I mean, I could boost it up by telling you about Aaron Blake if you want.
Ooh, our other golden beauty.
That's right.
Isn't he like male? Beauty. He's like male Taylor Swift.
He is the male.
He's mailer. He's Mailer Swift.
Mailer Swift. That's much easier to say. Mailer Swift. Aaron Blake.
Mailer Swift. Oh, spell that. He's perfect. He's blonde. He's wonderful. Yeah. Everybody loves him. Mailer Swift.
Mailer Swift. Let me tell you about Mailer Swift. Aaron Blake. Mailer Swift. All right. Sorry. Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com. You're rubbing against the microphone with your bit. Thank you. BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And when you do, tell them that the idiots and the Swifties sent to you.
Excellent. Mailer Swift, the idiots sent me. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So it's hard to follow the Swiftie update, as I was saying, but
it is.
Let's get into let's try. We'll give it the old idiot try here.
Roll up your sleeves, boys.
It's what Taylor would want. She'd want you to at least try.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right. You not talking about her.
Yeah,
probably.
It was just another step to
why, Taylor? Why? You want to hear what Taylor Swift's up to?
The shadow from the bill of your dumb hat is just really creeping the whole deal out.
It's my Marvel hat. Tie-in. Go.
Hold on. What is that?
It's a Spider-Man. It's a Marvel Comics hat. There you go. Spider-Man.
Nice.
Brian's going to punch us in the throat. Brian, go ahead.
Speaking of Spider-Man and Marvel, Dean and I talked about a couple of weeks ago when Nick was not available that there's a rumor that the Secret Wars movie in development. Apparently, Kevin Feige has said something along the lines of that it may be a soft reboot for the Marvel universe and reintroduce characters from the past. Now, though, there's more rumors out there. You can find this on Variety.com and some other places, but there's a nice write-up here on Variety.com about some apparent rumors that they may reintroduce create a new Avengers movie with the original 6 characters, right? And bring back Iron Man, bring back Black Widow, bring back Captain America. So just bring everybody back. How do they
Well,
do
it's
it?
possible now.
It is possible, sure, with
Sure.
the multiverse and everything else.
Loki alone. If you've been watching this season 2, Loki alone can explain it. Loki alone is going to explain, I guess, how the Deadpool movie is going to work. Or not explain, but it's going to give an opening to Deadpool to work, to come, from Sony or wherever it came from to the MCU. And that's going to bring you, from my understanding, from some of the rumors, is that it's going to bring you different X-Men. It's going to bring you different, it's like, what's his name? The blind
Daredevil.
But it's going to give you Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Like, it's going to incorporate and walk across all these multiverses, and it's going to do. And again, I'm just getting this from what I've read, but hopefully, it's going to do what I was hoping the Multiverse of Madness was going to do.
Okay.
It's going to incorporate all these different products and movies intertwined, even if they don't do anything with them. Just kind of like at the end of this Flash movie, where they just kind of had cameos of the different universes. That I'm fine with that too. You know what I mean? Just let's mix it up and see a bunch of different little things. But it also gives you the opportunity to, at the end, when all the dust settles, to go, we're starting over. Because Nick, I don't know how far you are into the Loki series.
0 episodes.
All right, this makes it fun. Well, I mean, you should have been watching it, so.
I mean, I've seen the first season.
Okay, but
Yeah.
the idea is from the first season, from the last episode of the first season, he explained that it's a circle, that it will always just keep going around.
Right.
Because when you plunge that knife into my chest, the war will happen, and ultimately at the end, I will just end up here again. So it's all a circle. Everything that happened will happen always again and again. Just keep going. So in theory, you can reboot it and go from 616, the Sacred Timeline universe, and you can go 919 or 248. You can go all these different multiverses and start your story there. So that way you're not just literally doing the Robert Downey Jr. doing the beginning of Iron Man. You can do it in a different way with the same character, same actor, just in a different way, because each universe is going to be slightly different. So you can take all these characters, not only reboot them and do it in an Avengers movie, you can do it in a different way. So that's what I'm excited about, if that is the route they're going.
Yeah, so like you say, certainly they have a lead in for it. And then, as we've talked recently as well, I mean, the whole, Jonathan Majors playing Kang in general, for one, it's kind of a complicated storyline a little bit. And then obviously the actor himself has personal issues with being accused of some not so good things. So, do they want to continue with him in general because of the bad press? He will be under incarceration. Who knows, right? So there's a lot of things happening there.
They can change what he looks like to a different actor just and call it a variant. Then just kind of move in that direction.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they've done that with other people where they've just changed the
a female version of Loki that's on the Loki series, right? So you could
but he's talking about actors changing roles. Rhodes did it. They had Don Cheadle take over for what's his name. That was where they just didn't explain it. Hulk himself was originally Edward Norton.
Oh, 2 other guys, really.
Yeah.
No, well, it was.
But neither of those really existed in.
No. Nope. Edward Norton is the MCU.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. Because Abomination Abomination and the leader.
Edward Norton is Mark Ruffalo, so to speak.
Okay.
Kind of like Don Cheadle took over for. Why am I forgetting that guy's name? But anyways, he took over for another guy. So that it's kind of like in the soap operas when they would pause and the announcer would go, Philip Brooks will now be played by Tom Smart, and then it would just continue the scene.
Yeah.
Or the Darrens in Bewitched.
Ooh, I like this. Nick just gives us a lead in
here we go
for the future as well. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
The part of Zediel D will now be played by Joey.
Joe Wood.
Yeah.
A handsome man enters.
First of all, Joey's going to have to learn how to grow a goddamn beard.
Yep. Anyway.
He doesn't need to hide his face with a beard.
Yeah. There you have it.
That's a valid point.
Well, all those factors there, and then frankly, just people don't seem to be as interested in Marvel Phase 4. I mean, the Marvels is coming out next week, right? Yeah,
I believe so.
I mean, are you super stoked to go see this one? I mean, I'll watch it.
I don't know about stoked, but it looks entertaining.
Yeah. Okay.
I've not seen a lot of any of the content of those characters. So, I know, Robin and Lane are going to go watch it.
Years.
Right. I know Robin and Lane are going to go watch it because they like those, but, I don't really, I'm not super familiar with any of them.
Well, so here's our question. So, do you like the idea of them just bringing back the original 6 again, same actors, everything, whether it be some variant form, or they just say, I'm back? Whatever happens. So the multiverse or this or that, something happens all the time in the comics, as we know. Do you want to see another movie with the original 6, or is Marvel just, reaching and just trying to get a cash grab here and see what happens? Certainly the storyline in the Avengers movies was a very good storyline, a very good arc. So it ended very well, I thought, right? So, but again, cash is king, and Disney movies aren't making as much in general, period, right? So they need a win here, and certainly that might be, well, it might be, it'd certainly be another huge blockbuster. People would go see it. I mean, I would certainly go see that without question. It'd be another $1 billion movie, easily, I would think. But I don't know, Nick, what do you think? Are they just rehashing stuff it's now getting in the past, or are you fine with one more movie, one more storyline? What do you think about all this?
I think the cool thing is we're not that far removed from all, so it's not like these are outdated. It's not like
it's like Michael Keaton coming back playing Batman.
Yes,
all those years
perfect
later,
example.
Right?
It's not
Which is
wheeling
fine.
Michael Keaton back 40 years later.
Right.
Like you said, nothing wrong with that, but that definitely stinks a little more of this is gimmicky. This is to, get you interested. This, we're not that far removed from the original, Avengers movies and things like that. These people are all still very in their prime as actors and in physically good shape and all that stuff. You could totally do more with them, and I think that would be just fine. But it, I think, is a fine line between that and when does this turn into professional wrestling, where you just keep bringing the same people back because they're the ones that people love. When are they the Undertaker and Hulk Hogan? And you're like,
first of all, okay. I will always pop when you throw that glass breaking and Stone Cold coming out to kick ass. I'm always going to pop for that.
The problem is that they have to rely on yesteryear's product to get you excited today. So it's, where is the new thing? Where is, there must be something, just because I think, and we talked about this in a previous episode, there are ebbs and flows, right? So Marvel was at the top of the mountain, as high as you can be. There's nowhere to go but down. So when you pivot to different characters, to lesser known characters, and things like that, pivot. Oh, shut up. Yes, when you pivot, you're going to lose some of that momentum. But when you hit that valley, that means you can peak back up, right? So I don't know what the answer exactly is. I don't know if I'm not opposed to them doing more.
Corporate
with
structure
the
doesn't allow for pivots.
Right. Yeah. But it's yeah. I mean, like I said, at what point do you go, okay, you've put a nice little bow, and sometimes I think it's okay to just be like, this is fine. This was a nice thing we had. We all enjoyed it. It'll always be there. It's okay to let that be the storyline that it is. I guess I'm on the fence. Like, not even on the fence. I'm cool either way. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I understand
Doesn't affect my life.
I understand from a business standpoint that, you know, cash is king here. They need to be making money. That's what they're in the business of. And it does matter to them, you know, how these new characters are being received, or if it makes more sense to go back to something that people are a little tied a little closer to, you know, that they're more invested in these characters. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't see a problem if they, even if it would blatantly be just a cash grab, if they were to bring back all the actors and all the characters you love and just go up, it's the multiverse, and it's just a different timeline of the guy. You can do that. You can do that with
Sure.
anything. It's comic book stuff. It's all silly. It's made up. It's superheroes. It doesn't. There's no rules. You don't have to, you know, do this or that. But
And like you said about professional wrestling, you can say, didn't the Undertaker get buried a couple months ago?
Right. Or at what point? This is fine now, but let's not be doing this 15, 20 years from now and be like, okay, give these guys a break. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, the reason,
we
Nick,
get it.
is the charisma. It all comes down to charisma. You didn't even lightning in the bottle. You took Robert Downey Jr. He already won a fucking Oscar, right? And you start this whole franchise, this whole Avengers Marvel franchise with him. Of course, I mean, he's one of the most charismatic on and off the screens. And then you move on to Chris Evans and Thor, Helmsworth, right? And you have all of these, and it was the perfect storm of all these characters that come together, that work together all well, so, you know, together on one screen, and come to the Avengers movie and Age of Ultron. You did all that, and it just kept growing and growing to, like, it ballooned, where, like, sooner or later it's going to pop, right? And it did. You know, you have Endgame, and there you go. You kill a couple here and there, and you go, like you said, let's try young blood. Let's try a Roman Reigns, because Stone Cold went ahead and retired. So let's try these new wrestlers, these new characters. And what happened was, you took, in the movie I'm thinking of is that what was the, where they were all gods?
Eternals.
No,
Eternals, yes.
Yeah.
So you took Eternals and go, oh, this guy's going to be the king shit. This guy's good. You know what I mean? And they didn't count that. They didn't have it. And those actors were just fine in the roles. They're great in other things they've done, but they're not Robert Downey Jr. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have that pop, that charisma that he had. And I think that's what they were hoping for, is to find these new young actors. They just didn't have it. Not only that, the characters didn't have it, and definitely the writing didn't have it. I can't speak on, like, where that went wrong, because, you know, none of us are behind the scenes in whatever production or whatever. But the writing, to me, was the biggest drop off. A lot of it seemed forced. And go ahead.
Well, I was just going to your point. I mean, I think we talked about it in a past episode, but, like, Guardians of the Galaxy was a super niche thing. I didn't even know what the hell that was.
Right, but the writing,
they're massive because the casting, the writing, just everything. They hit on every cylinder. They got the right people to play the parts.
If you want to
it the right way.
You had a wrestler with Dave Bautista in it, so there's our
there you go.
Our meshing of our argument. But yeah, Brian, ultimately that's my argument, is that they didn't have the right charisma of the actors. And the writing charisma that they did in the beginning. So they tried, it didn't quite work. So now they want to pivot and bring them back. Why wouldn't you? It's comic books. It's wrestling. Right. It's fantasy. Why wouldn't you just bring, you know, if you can? You have smart enough writers, and the comic books, like you said, Brian, have done it over and over and over. Mm-hmm. And that's what these are, is living comic books. So,
and you being you're more familiar with a lot of these comic book characters as they were originally in comics anyway. Like, do you feel, what do you think about that? Do you feel like it can be done just as well, or in a different way with young blood, or do they need those actors?
I think honestly, I mean, it's if some of these other movies would have been more of a hit, and I don't even mean necessarily even the Marvel movies. Honestly, Indiana Jones didn't hit like they thought it was going to hit. The Star Wars, kind of fizzled. Obviously, we've talked about that. Some of the newer TV content's good, but the other Disney properties just have not been performing as well. So the studio in itself is like,
It's
hey,
unfair,
man,
though.
I'm just saying it's but still, you're Bob Iger, right? You're charged to make money, and you got to look at the big picture. You're not looking at just the Marvel properties necessarily, but that was a huge moneymaker for your business, and what you're putting out there is not generating the same level of excitement. It just isn't. There's interesting characters. Shang-Chi, excellent movie, loved it.
Sure.
The Marvels is interesting. It's intriguing. I mean, I'll go see that movie. Doctor Strange, like interesting
Love the
character. Love him in a role and all that stuff. But it's just not generating the same level of excitement as those characters and those actors that play them.
There's the question. What is, though? What is generating people going to the movies? Barbie, Oppenheimer. They were the two biggest movies of the year, right? But my point is
Taylor Swift.
Like the Taylor Swift movie.
Yeah, I mean, actually, yeah.
Well, the superhero fatigue a little bit. Sure. Yep.
I don't know. Well, all right. So since Nick started and I continued, let's continue on the idea trope of professional wrestling. When you had Hulk Hogan in the 1980s mixed with rock and wrestling and MTV, I mean, it was at its fucking peak, right? Like, I mean, just making hand over fist money, right? And then the 90s come along, Hulk Hogan leaves and does whatever shitty movies and goes WCW. You're left with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, who are fantastic wrestlers, but they just weren't Hulk Hogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you would have looked at it from any other metric and not the Hulk Hogan metric, you'd have been just fine. But you're comparing it to this metric of what you had, which unfortunately, like ratings for any TV now, like you can't look at whatever TV show's on right now on ABC. You can't look at that and go, it's not doing ER numbers. Well, of course not. Nobody's going to do ER numbers. That's not how TV is watched, and that's not how movies are watched.
I'm just saying. It's just.
And I agree with you. It is the money hungry executives, and they're not hungry. I mean, that's their job, right? It's unfair to call them hungry, and make them the bad guy. They're there to do a job. But the idea is that like they need or want to make money for their shareholders, but it's just not the same that it was 10, 15 years ago.
I get it. It's just they haven't found that hit. They haven't found something to really hit. And I guarantee you imagine they will. Well, yeah, eventually. And some of these other characters may still yet be a hit and all that. And I think they're going to revisit the amount of content, and the quality of the content they're putting out there. They're going to have to anyway with the writers' deals and everything else we've talked about too. But right now, though, if you imagine any movie, like say at the end of the Marvels, not that it's going to happen, but if the post-credit scene was fucking Iron Man coming back or something like that, that would be the fucking biggest buzz.
Blow everybody's mind.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you would be, if Robert Downey Jr. was there in any form, you would be talking about that and waiting until, and the second that movie came out, you'd be paying a ticket, buying a ticket to go see it. So I don't know. I think
whatever you want.
Sure, I think they have to infuse cash into it, generate excitement again, and I also know that they're smart enough to know that that can't continue. They're going to have to figure something out that's going to continue the excitement, or accept the fact that like you said, that it's just not going. It's past. The level of excitement, enthusiasm for these movies is sort of dwindling. Some, maybe we're not capturing some of the younger. So maybe the Marvel's just going to be here instead of up here. You have to sort of accept that, and then find something else, some other property or other character or the universe or something else out there to, bring in more money for your business and find something different. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I think they'll do it personally. I think they will do it.
I agree.
As long as the actors are willing to do it, obviously the actors are going to command a huge payday for that. But I think they'll find it's probably worth to pay them to do that, and then we'll see. We'll see what happens.
There's things that have been teased already, like Zeus. You have the Fantastic Four, which has already been cast that they haven't, haven't. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Fantastic Four is a huge property that now in the MCU, and I think they're waiting for that. Oh,
they are praying that does well, man. I've heard that Jake Gyllenhaal is going to come back and do Reed Richards for that, and it's like but it's the Fantastic Four from a different universe. That's what I hear. It's going to be a Fantastic Four from a different universe, not from our Earth.
And I think they're holding. And again, we're getting off topic of this, but I'm going to guess they're holding off the casting announcement because next year, or it was at the end of this year, the Deadpool movie, Deadpool 3, that will be the post-credit scene.
Okay,
that's my guess. That's why they're holding off. So it's like a huge reveal. Like that's how you announce a cast, because you'll see those four.
Yep.
Somehow, some way.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. So just quick, do you think they're going to do the Avengers with the original 60?
One way or the other, yes. I don't know if they're going to bring it back fully and do a whole nother run or series, but within this multiverse, you're going to see the six together again somehow, some way.
Okay. Nick, what do you think?
I would say the same. Eventually, I don't know if it'll be in a couple years from now or if it'll be a Michael Keaton and the Flash thing, but I think eventually you will see some type of big reunion like that.
Okay. Very good. We'll see.
We will see.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to see coming up after one more break is our main topic. Dean shared this idea about new music, and he'll tell you all about that after we return from the break. Maybe it'll be us three. Maybe it'll be Chris Evans. Maybe come back and play one of us after the break.
Someone recasted.
Yes, that's right.
Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
That's right. You just have to keep watching and listening to find out.
There you go.
It's original music power, the K-Tel Music Machine with Manfred Band. Original stars, Andy Gibb. KC and the Sunshine Band. Foreigner, Kiss, Rolls Royce, Silvers, Marvin Gaye, and ABBA. The music makes it play. Peter McCann. Powered by all top 10 hits, it's K-Tel's Music Machine.
Available at all these fine stores.
You're gonna like us at 3. I'm gonna give you 2.
And welcome back to Convincing Idiots, segment number 3. I'm Millennial Nick, along with Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. For our third and final segment this evening, we have decided to, all of us varying degrees of age here, but how in touch with the kids are we really? So we thought we would listen
why I'm not allowed at parks.
We are going to. We figured it would be fun to. This was Dean's idea to go ahead and go to the park in the first place, which we all shot down. But it was also his idea that we listen to some top 40 music, some common pop songs of the day, and find 5 of them that we've never heard before, and rank them and let you know what we thought about them. Right? Yeah. So,
and even 3 of us are old fuckers.
Even myself, I listen to a lot of current stuff, but I kind of get trapped in my a vacuum of the things I like. Who I like the artists I like.
Ooh, I got trapped in the vacuum the other day.
Yeah. Did everything come out okay? It didn't pull any skin off of it, or?
Oh, it came. Okay, out all right, just fine.
Anyway, the songs. Top 40 songs. So we've picked 5 to review here. We're gonna rank them from least favorite to most favorite. Is that correct?
That's not how I did it. No, I rated each one 1 to 5. 5
Yeah,
being
no, that's what you just said, right?
I didn't rank them.
Oh, you
I
mean
rated them.
you rated them like
that's
5
what
is
I rated. Yeah.
5 stars, 1 star is not good, 5 stars.
Correct.
Okay, I didn't do that, but I can do that right now.
Okay.
Well, while he's doing that,
Oh
all right,
God, where's my pen? It's a whole thing.
So he's check up your ass. The idea for is that like Brian, like I told you,
I gotta check my Swift Central supplies box. I can't.
When he's not on screen, he's still talking. So that's something.
Okay, we got it.
There we go.
All right. So I figured that all of us are old guys. That Nick is now becoming an old guy. Look at the hat. Anytime you have a rope at the top of your stupid hat, it shows your age.
Is that right? With the what is that? What is that on your head there? Is that
First of all, I'm not denying
bean?
my
What is
oldness. I am an old man. You're the one denying. I've not only admitted but embraced the old man inside me. And because once a week I pay an old man to be inside me, but that's nor here nor there. All right, so we're gonna go 1 through 5. We're gonna do round robin like we do with the Idiot Mount Rushmores. So we'll name the song and the artist and tell us a little bit about it, what you thought of it. A, give us a rating, and finally, B, what would you listen to it again?
Okay,
and then we'll keep going around. So
cool.
I'm very excited of this premise to hear Brian, so I need Brian to go first.
Well, I listened to there's a station on Sirius XM, Pandora Now. So what this is the most streamed, highest streamed songs on Pandora.
And shall we say
currently.
this is pop music?
Pop music.
We do have the idea of doing new rock music later. This is pop music.
Yes, pop. And pop is also you could have rap,
R&B, rap. Yeah,
whatever was on this station. I figured that's probably a good place to start.
Yep.
Now I had to listen to this for 4 hours until I heard something I've never heard before. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I was going to say, how much
Brian
new
is
music
so
do you
with
listen
it.
to?
All of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it was pretty much the first maybe 6 songs. I'm like one was like a remake of a song from the 80s that someone made. Two. Sorry, there's 7 songs. 2 were remakes from the 80s and 90s respectively. So I'm like, well, I'm not counting these, although I hadn't heard these versions of them before. So these are
how were they?
These were. It's okay.
I skipped one of those as well, or I came across one of those as well, and I was like,
okay.
It was like, it's getting hot in here. That was one from the 80s or 90s or something like that. Someone has done that recently. And
so
some
take
other one.
off all your clothes.
No, that was actually it was Brian. It was the
2000s.
Brian's own voice in his head because he's having hot flashes.
Mm-hmm. That's right. The other was Tell It to My Heart or something like that. Taylor Dane or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
Tell it to my heart.
Yeah, and it was like her original recording, and they modernized it some, and they had some other artists on there too. That was not bad either.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first one I listened to was a song called Bongos by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
So this is essentially WAP Part 2, right?
I have no idea.
Well, because the WAP was the 2 of them, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay. It was okay. I mean, it's not the. I don't know. There were actually some actual.
This is what I was hoping
in
for.
There are actually some actual bongos in it, which I thought was actually whoever was playing the bongos was very, very, very good. Somebody was really playing the bongos well and quickly and all that type of stuff was sort of blended into the song and all that. Again, I'm not against rap. It's nothing like that. It was just like
I'm not against you rappers.
No, nothing like that. But it was just the messaging, and it just wasn't my.
I like how they just keep saying "beat it up" over and over again.
Yeah, this was like
"beat it up."
So you know this song, Nick.
Bump, 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 bump. There was just somebody singing bump, 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 and I'm just like, okay, it's okay. It's just clearly it's not a song I would seek out necessarily again. I have heard other songs by Cardi B and other songs by Megan Thee Stallion, which is not bad. This particular one, didn't care for it a whole bunch. I gave it a rating of 2 out of 5. That's me.
All right, very good.
Okay.
Nick, this will be interesting because you are the youngest of us, and you also are more incorporated in and listen or tend to listen to newer stuff than us. So to find 5 songs that you've never heard, newer songs, I'm very curious.
Yeah,
Please go ahead, sir.
I mean, it wasn't 4 hours like Brian, but it took him. I had to skip through some songs. I'm like, yes, I know this song.
Okay.
Yes, I know this
Well,
song.
you
Yes,
gotta
I know
keep
this
up,
song.
man.
Yes, I know this
Sure.
song. But the first one that I came across, and I'm not even familiar with this guy at all, but the song is called 500 Pounds. It's by a rapper known as Lil Tecca. Now, I'm not familiar with Lil Tecca at all, but I really dug this song a lot. It had a good beat. Apparently, this kid's like 21 years old. So I looked him up. This kid's like 21 years old. He's got braces. He's like, it's fucking his rap. Like his voice is good. Like his rap is good, and like it just this particular song.
Let me perform my rapper for you, please.
This I mean this it's your typical rap song, right? It's but it was like I don't know. It just had a really good beat to it. I liked the vibe that I was getting from him, and I gave this one 4 stars simply for the fact that I enjoyed this one song, and it's to the point to where I want to go listen to more of his stuff. I think he's relatively newer from what I was Googling about him. Like he's from Queens, New York, and I think he first came out in like 2018. So he's relatively newer. I really like this song. I'd never heard it before, never heard of him before. And so it's funny. I was talking about this the other day. My kids, when they play, like they turn me on to a bunch of different songs. Like I hear stuff from them that I've never heard before. And I'll be like, my first question is, who sings this song? And Oliver just goes, I don't know. He just likes the song. He didn't care.
Sure.
For me, growing up, if I found a song by a band that I liked, it made me more curious. And I go, who is this? I want to listen to more of their catalog and hear more stuff like this that I might like. I don't know about like kids these days across the board, but like, especially like Oliver listens to all different kinds of stuff, and he's got a really great ear. He finds all kinds of really good stuff, but he does not know or care about
what the hell just happened.
What is happening?
Because you're a huge fan of that song.
Wow,
that was weird.
I wonder what happened there. That was interesting.
That is interesting.
Okay.
If you're watching the video, for some reason, Nick's screen had fireworks and stuff.
It turned
that
black
was
and behind him, and then fireworks
went
off.
Super. I didn't touch the screen. My hands are right here. Anyway,
wow,
that's super weird.
Maybe it said a word. It made it.
Is that what happened when you like the music so much?
I guess. Yeah, that's what happens when I say that. You said a secret word.
That was wild.
That's a first. That's never happened before. Wow, that threw me off. Yeah, so Oliver, finds all these really cool songs, but yeah, he's like, he has no interest. He's just like, he likes that song. He knows he doesn't care who sings it. He doesn't want to, it's whatever. But yeah, so like that was my immediate response is when I heard Lil Tecca. I was like, I'm gonna check out more stuff by him. So yeah, the song was 500 Pounds, and I enjoyed it. I give it 4 stars because I want to hear more.
Okay,
yes,
there we go.
Dean, what you got?
The secret word is Lil Tecca.
Lil
Tecca. All right, so
500 lbs. The secret word is braces. Braces. It still didn't do it. Okay.
No.
Go, Dean. Sorry.
All right.
Wow.
So I have heard of some of these people on my list, which starting with, again, I saw her on some sort of award show or something, but her name is Doja Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
I've never heard her actual music. I've heard her.
Which song?
Or I've heard about her, and this was "Paint the Town Red."
Okay, I don't know that one.
My glasses here. It's the newest one. Paint the Town.
The newest one.
Apparently, I'm going to pull up here. I have some notes here. I'm not going to wax poetically like you two guys did. It was repetitive. The beat just kind of did the same. All of these songs are now very short. I've realized. Like much shorter than like music used to be, but it was It was very repetitive. She has a nice voice. This Miss Cat has a very nice
Miss
voice.
Cat.
Miss
Yeah,
Cat.
very very nice voice.
Doja Cat, Miss Cat, if you're nasty.
There you go. The song had a good beat. I enjoyed the beat, but again, very repetitive. There wasn't a lot to it. Lyrically, it was a little boring. So I gave it a 3.
Mhm.
It wasn't the worst thing I ever heard. I gave it a 3. Would I listen more? No, I wouldn't. So,
No.
All right.
Well,
Brian,
I'll tell you
Yes,
what
go
I
ahead.
bet you would like to do. You would like to paint the town red yourself.
always. Yeah.
And I would say the best way to do that, so as to go easy on Dean's old gams there, would be to treat yourself to an electric ride out on the town. Paint the town red today on your very own electric bike. And where would you find an electric bike? Well, you wouldn't have to search much further than locally here in Carrollton, Ohio. That's right. Our friends at RPM Bike Shop have the finest selection of electric bikes to offer you. If you don't believe me, you can go see for yourself by going to their website, rpmbikeshop.com. You can also check out that and all of the information about their lovely little shop on their Facebook page. Go to Facebook, search bar, type in RPM Bike Shop. There as well, you can find all the pictures of their incredible electric bikes, or drop them a line today, 330-808-7792. Listen to Doja Cat on the way and paint the town red today on your very own electric bike from RPM Bike Shop.
Mm.
Yes.
That's right.
Brian,
That's
your
right.
song.
Next song I had was Summer
Necessary.
Summer Too Hot.
fuck.
Summer Too Hot by Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't know he was. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, no, that one I don't.
Is
don't
that
know.
is
Go
that
ahead.
the fella that the assault charges and
Hit
whatnot?
Rihanna? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh,
That was a long
shit.
time ago.
Yeah. Oddly,
Wow.
he's never really gone away. He's always
That's
he's continued
odd.
to make hits and be. I mean,
All right.
Mm.
she forgave
Right.
him, so whatever.
That's I know the
guess.
name sounded familiar and I couldn't
I
remember
don't think
why,
that worked.
and obviously
I don't
that's
think so.
why. So that's one reason why. So well,
Did
it
the
was.
beat hit? What?
It's
That
Summer's-
was called Poor Taste.
No. Come over here and taste me, motherfucker.
It was okay. I mean, it was okay.
Why?
I mean,
Because you're poor. I know what poor tastes like. I can see it from over here. I don't need to taste it. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm not a huge fan of like auto-tune type singing, so there's definitely some auto-tune vocals in this. I mean, overall, it was from a putting anything the guy may have done, himself, take that out of the factor. But it was an okay song. It was good. It was a good vibe, easy beat to it, nice and chill. So I give it a 3.5 overall from a song rating perspective. But it was not
Pretty
bad.
good.
It was
Getting
not
into
bad.
half stars. That's a good move.
Yeah.
I didn't think to do that.
Yeah, we didn't specify that, but I'm just calling it 3.5. There you go.
I like it.
Yeah. Mhm.
4.875 stars. Not quite a 5, but pretty damn good.
That's right.
Easy, Ed McMahon. Move along.
All right. Oh, am I
Nikolai, you're up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, you're up. Yes, sir.
The next one I heard, this one is called Popular. It's by The Weeknd and Madonna, who I think we're all very familiar with, both of these artists. I love The Weeknd, but
Me
I
too.
had never heard this song before.
Saturdays are the best.
When I initially saw that it was by The Weeknd and Madonna, I kind of like internally rolled my eyes and went like, Madonna, like stop, just go.
Right.
Honestly though, very good song.
Grandma keeps screaming into the microphone. Tell her to stop.
It was a very upbeat song. It was a dancey song. It had a good groove to it. And Madonna didn't sound bad in it. She, The Weeknd starts it off, sings his verse, and then she sings her verse. They play off each other
She
well.
sounded like a Monday.
In this song, I feel like The Weeknd is doing one of his best ever Michael Jackson impressions. Just a lot of
Sure.
yeah, yeah, But I don't know. I liked it. It was like I said, it had a good groove to it. I really enjoyed it. I think The Weeknd's fantastic, and I was pleasantly surprised with Madonna in it as well. So it wasn't like amazing. I don't need to hear an entire. I don't think there is an album, but if The Weeknd and Madonna ever decide to collaborate on an entire full-length LP, I don't need to hear it. But I would give it 3 stars. It was solid. I enjoyed what I heard. I listened to it more than once. I listened to it again to, just get the whole vibe of it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Not bad. Not bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll sing all your Christmas classics. The Weeknd and Madonna.
It sounds like a
3
band, doesn't
CD.
it? The Weeknd and Madonna sounds like a whole band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think
Ladies
Dennis
and
Rodman
gentlemen,
spent a
The Weeknd
weekend
Madonna.
there
Yeah,
back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Backed up, he was still there. All right. So my next song is a gentleman, and I actually got this from somebody else here, but Rod Wave.
Rod Wave.
Yeah, I've never heard either. The song's called Checkmate. Look it up. It is a very sad-esque R&B, like a breakup type songs. But this, in the beginning of it, I don't quite understand what he's saying. Like the lyrics are a little mumbled. It did have a good beat, great voice. I honestly did throughout the whole thing dig it ultimately. Like Brian's song previous, it did have some auto-tuning going on, which gives me a little pause. But you know what? You could tell a little bit enough that he was, a good enough singer.
I don't like computers making music.
No, but I'm just saying as in the pureness of knowing how somebody sounds.
Sure. No,
Right.
I got you, yeah.
But ultimately, I gave it a 3, same as the last one. But this time, I would listen to something else this guy did. His name was Ron Wave, and the song was called Checkmate.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian?
Ron Wave, I think I saw he played a psychiatrist in a movie I watched the other day, I think. The name sounds familiar. Yeah. Rod Wave?
Yeah, Rod Wave.
I must be thinking of something else then. Okay.
Was he also a younger, husky-looking African-American fellow?
It perhaps. Okay, moving right along.
Well, you watched the movie.
Meltdown was the next song I listened to.
Okay.
Meltdown by Travis Scott and Drake.
Drizzy Drake, baby, yeah.
I like this song.
Yeah,
I almost had that one on here.
Yeah, and when the key lyrics is you fucking crazy. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good beat. I don't necessarily seek out rap music necessarily, but when I hear something, I do appreciate when it's done well, right? I do appreciate the skill of one being able to rap well, right? I mean, it is a talent. It is a form of art.
It very much is a talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
I picture it like there's a scene in remember Office Space. I see Brian driving up,
Michael
singing
Bolton.
and rapping. Yeah, and then
Sure.
once he pulls up, you have to roll up his windows and pretend like he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some good rapping in this song. I liked it. I would seek out more of this, more of these guys singing together. So I gave it a 4.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
Wow.
Okay. I get my ratings. These ratings, by the way, it's not like ratings against my favorite music of all time. It just in these songs and modern music, I enjoyed it and I would seek out more. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Can't go wrong with the 6 God. Anytime Drake's involved, it's a win. There you go. All right.
Yeah, it's good. Very good. Yeah.
I had Drake actually on my list as well. So we'll get to that.
Right on. What do okay, I'm up and so I listened to a song. For the record, I'm not a big country fan. Never really have been. Don't relate, whatever. But
that mustache, you're not a country fan?
I'm not a country fan.
Huh.
I heard a song by a gentleman named Morgan Wallen. I know
That
of
sounds
Morgan.
like a country guy.
I know Morgan Wallen. I've heard of him. He's been in the news. He was caught on the Ring door cam dropping the N-word. So he got kicked off of being the SNL musical guest during COVID because he refused to follow COVID mandates. So I know who Morgan Wallen is. Not a fan of the guy.
He's not a great guy.
He doesn't sound too great. No, I'm not a fan of the things I hear about Morgan Wallen.
So it doesn't
However,
sound like it.
I will say, I listened to a song by him called "Last Night," and I gotta say, I don't believe I've ever heard this, although it's kind of hard to say because it sounds exactly like all the country music songs I've heard since the 2000s. And
Last night I earned my pointy hood.
It's a little ditty about a fella and his lady friend who got shit wrecked and told each other how much they hate each other. But he ain't ready to give up on her yet because it's the best dang loving he ever did have.
Sure.
Which is super healthy, as we all know.
Always.
Yeah, I did not enjoy what I heard, and all the things about like Morgan Wallen aside that I have heard and don't like. Like I said, he's already starting at a deficit here because I do not like country music unless it's Toby Keith's very first album. Get it away from me. I don't care. But I'm outside of 90s country that I've heard, and I'm just not a fan of country music. So definitely starting in the hole here. But I did not enjoy my time. I was listening to this song.
That's fair.
I gave it 1 star. That was before I knew we could give it half stars, so I'm going to go ahead and give it one of them. So I'm going to give Last Night by Morgan Wallen 0.5 stars. So you can go cry in your beer at the old saloon about your low rating there, Morgan Wallen.
All right.
Sorry, not today, partner. Dino?
Fair enough. All right. So this one I got from, wasn't even from the station I listened to. This was a recommendation of Megan who has been hearing this on every time she gets in the car in terms of the radio. Her name is Olivia Rodrigo. And the song is called Bloodsucker. Now, this is where I started hearing a series of breathy voices. And I don't know, do you know what I'm talking about when I say breathy?
But like the way she sit, like the
yes,
yeah,
breathy, very breathy voice, very, very good voice. But it's kind of a trend I've discovered. I do understand the lyrics, and they were pretty goddamn good. Like, I mean, they were pretty kick-ass lyrics. I enjoyed the lyrics. Like I said, great singer. Overall, the music itself, she ain't playing the fucking guitar or anything, but it was still fantastic. Lyrics were great. I did actually, on this one, watch the video. She looked great. It was a cool video. I don't know what judging on that, but yeah, fantastic. I'm going to give it a 4. And absolutely, I'd listen to something else of hers again.
Nice. I would liken, if I had to explain Olivia Rodrigo to somebody, I would say that her vibe is like if you mixed Taylor Swift and Alanis Morissette. Like it's
I get
that's
that.
kind of what she is. I feel like.
Okay, yeah,
she's cool. Yeah, she's got a lot. She's got a lot
stuff.
of good songs. She was
good.
She's had like four or 5 hits on the radio. Yeah,
it probably honestly was my favorite of what I've listened to. I'll do the spoiler alert on this, but out of my 5, that's probably my favorite.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Brian.
All right. Very good.
Bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It was kick ass.
Yeah. All right. Get you some, Brian.
That's good. I will.
That's good.
Escapism.
I'm going.
Yeah. Escapism by it's another collaboration artist called Ray, Raye, and a band 070, or it's 070 or 070. I don't know how they say it, but 070, and it's a group.
7-0.
Yeah, I liked it. It was not bad. It was good vocals.
007 with the 7 in the middle.
Yeah, it could be. And these were, again, no auto-tuned vocals here. It's just people singing strong vocals and some empowering lyrics. I thought it was pretty good, solid. I give it a solid 3. But I enjoyed it. I think I would seek out more from these, this collaboration, or perhaps even the groups separately there. So, but it was decent. Escapism.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, what do you think?
The next one I have, this is a song called "Is It Over Now" by Taylor Swift, of course. So, I joke. I've been joking about being a Swiftie and a Taylor Swift fan, and I do appreciate Taylor Swift. But I'm
joking. Don't let him fool you.
I don't sit around and listen to Taylor Swift. I don't live under a rock. I've heard about 25 of her songs, because they're all over the radio and they're massive hits every time. But this one I had not heard. It's called "Is It Over Now?" And so, all joking aside, I do really like. I know it's hard when someone is so hyped up and so in your face all the time that they're like the biggest thing in music ever, and this is and they're so awesome, and they're. But seriously, like this song,
that's a criticism about this podcast, actually.
The other songs I've heard, and this one is she's such a great storyteller. And this is a typical Taylor Swift song, right? It's a song about a boy, the guy that she broke up with, of course, and she's talking about painting this vivid picture of how every girl that he dates now is like her, and she's how he's trying to be with her again, but was it over when this happened, was it over when that happened, when you did this, and she's an incredible songwriter, like she just is. Say what you will about her, whether you like her music or it's not your cup of tea, she is an incredible songwriter. She writes her own songs. She is very talented. She has a great voice, and I think that really that's my favorite thing is just her lyrics. She paints such a picture with the words in her songs, and I would give this 4 stars. Absolutely. I mean, I would, and I think it's only fair that I do start listening to more Taylor Swift if I'm going to be reporting on her every week. But sense. No, I enjoyed the songs. When she first came out and she was like 17, 16, whatever, and had a country album, I was like, I didn't care. But like a lot of her more pop stuff that she's been doing over the last handful of years here, like I really enjoy what I hear, and she definitely, like, her songs don't all sound the same. They're all very unique. You can tell she invests a lot in her craft, and I think she's a true artist. So Is It Over Now by Taylor Swift, I would give 4 stars, and I would recommend it. I would like to hear more from that album.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dean?
Well, not a lot of people know this, but her next song that she's going to write when Kelsey and her break up, the song's going to be called "He Got Her First Down, but He Didn't Go Down on Me." Not a lot of people know that, but that's okay. That's in her
she's
back pocket.
She's got it pre-written. She's ready. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. I guess she dropped when on Thursday Night Football or whatever at like midnight, she dropped like a preview of a track of like her new upcoming album, and so people have talked about like, is this all a ploy, is it a gimmick? And I'm like, man, if it is, she's doing it so brilliantly. Like, look, she's
no shit, right?
Midnight on Thursday Night Football, like people are like, all the Swifties are gathered around Taylor Swift's new things, like we're gonna get a preview of a new song tonight. Oh my god, brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Girl's a fucking genius.
She's a masterful marketer.
Right. Speaking of a brilliant girl, lyrically and musically, I know of this. This is actually on the list. She was only 2 of them that I'd known about. Didn't really know her music though. Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
And this song was called "What Was I Made For?" I guess
that one's on my list as well.
It was on the Barbie movie, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I pulled up the video, and her's a blonde, kind of the Barbie thing, and the lyrics were great. They made sense, especially if you've seen the Barbie movie. It makes a lot of sense. Like the lyrics work perfectly. I don't know if she wrote it and they just had it come to the Barbie movie, or she wrote it for it. I don't know.
It sounds like she wrote it for that. Like it's very literal.
It's way too perfect for it, right?
Right.
But again, I have heard like clips and like small parts of her songs in the past. This one's very breathy. It's very melodic. Again, like I said, very good lyrics. Good, but there's not much to it. It wasn't like it didn't blow me away. But I did give it a 4. Out of everything I've heard tonight, I enjoyed it, and I'd listen to more of her stuff.
Yeah, I also had that. That was actually what I'll pivot, because I did hear. I did hear another one similar, but that was actually my 5th one that was going to be on my list. But I was gonna say same as you. Like it didn't blow me away. But it was a really nice. It was a pretty song, and
It was.
I think Billie
That's good
Eilish.
word for pretty.
Yeah, she reminds me a lot of like the way her career's gone, or like kind of how she burst onto the scene with so much popularity, and then has shown this other side to herself, and all these different ballads and the different styles that she likes to do. She reminds me of Lady Gaga. Like Lady.
Oh.
Yeah. Lady Gaga did that. She came up with a lot of poppy stuff, big hits, big club songs and stuff like that. And then, just started kind of using that freedom to kind of spread her wings artistically and do a lot of different styles of music and try different things. So, yeah.
And am I the only one that gets whatever picture to the next? Her eyes are either really sexy or really scary.
Yes. Yep.
Right? Am I right on that?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Good.
Correct.
Brian, what do you got next?
My fifth song is called Good Good. Another collaboration.
Good.
Yeah, between Usher, who's going to do the Super Bowl.
I believe it's pronounced Ursher.
Yeah.
Sheer. Sheer.
Joaquin Phoenix. No, I'm kidding.
What?
No, Usher.
You say what?
Summer Walker and 21 Savage all got together for this. That's right. Good song. And this was actually very good. Again, no auto-tune here either. Some very nice vocals and harmonies with Usher and Summer Walker, and some very solid rapping by this 21 Savage kid. So I thought it was good, easy beat. Again, the rapping was solid. The whole thing combined, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.5. It was my highest rated song of my group, and I would go back and listen to more. So again, good.
Good by
Usher, Summer Walker, and 21 Savage.
Right. I mean, if you're giving it that high of a rank, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know Usher was still like doing newer stuff. Like, I
didn't know that
I knew he was
either.
playing the Super Bowl, but I figured it was like a nostalgia act kind of thing. I mean,
right.
But Usher's always had such a great voice. He's an incredible singer. He's got a great voice.
So is that everybody's 5?
No, that was your 5. We each have one more.
That was your 5.
I'll go right ahead then.
Nick?
So for my, this is one I'm going to come up with on the fly because I also heard it, and it also is a Barbie song. I think it was also on the Barbie soundtrack. It was Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice, and so it's called. I think it's just called it's called Barbie Girl or Barbie World, and it samples the Aqua song from the 90s.
Okay.
I'm a Barbie girl, and that's in the background. So this was a cool song though. Like it was just a bad bitch anthem, man. It was cool, as Nicki Minaj does. It was very it's a good like Nicki Minaj raps, and Ice Spice was just
Girl
on
power.
SNL. She's on and it's just very an empowering song, and they get what they want, and all this stuff. So, but it was a cool song. I enjoyed it. I didn't write it down because it wasn't initially one of my 5, but I would probably give it, let's see. I would probably give it it's a short song though. I'd give it a 3. 3's good. It was solid. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to go listen to the whole Barbie soundtrack, or, I like Nicki Minaj songs I hear here and there. I'm not super impressed with Ice Spice, but Nicki Minaj I think is cool and super fucking hot. But I enjoy Nicki Minaj, so I'll give it a 3. That's my 5.
Very good.
Excellent.
All right, so my number 5 and the last one of this topic here. I know you guys might be surprised that I've enjoyed some of these songs because I am, some might call grumpy.
Curmudgeon.
That's good. And you're expecting me
Frumpy?
to shit on things. Well, that's more talking about my physical appearance, but thanks. I appreciate that. So I, with my last song, buckle up, kids, because we're here. This is Drake featuring J. Cole, called First Person Shooter. If anybody's familiar, I actually wrote down dog shit after that because all they did was just fucking rhymed on it. They just found words that sounded like fucking. Like it didn't make a fucking sense. it didn't make a lick of sense. They just put words that sounded like other words right after another. So let's see, dog shit. It's not really my thing. Sounds a lot like many other R&B songs I've heard like this, where it's just da 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 da. Just a machine gun of lyrics that didn't make sense of the lyrics. Right? It just seemed like words after words, like some fantastic rap artist do it and like create a story, like actually give you lyrics. This just sounded like words following fucking words, right? It's
So that's on Drake's new album that just came out like 2 weeks ago called For the Dogs, and it's actually one of my favorite tracks on it.
oh well,
I loved it. Because it's like, that's because of what you said. It's like a machine. It's just da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's just, I love it.
Yeah, it makes sense. It just rhymes, right? That's all it was. I think I tried to understand what he was talking about. I think that he was just talking about being that somebody disrespected him. That's kind of the sort of gist I got. Am I right?
Yeah.
Nikolai? I mean,
they'll always try to come for the sixth god, but they never succeed.
Well, whatever that means. So yeah. Again, I didn't know we could go lower than a 1. Can I go 0 or negative?
All right. Sure.
I'll go 0. I'll go 0.
You're gonna take stars away.
I don't want to be mean and go negative. I'm going 0. Like this was whatever sort of animal you want to shit on the floor and then step in it and then whatever. That's what this was. Am I going to listen to more? Drake, I'm sorry, pal, but actually I've heard of you, but I don't, and that's actually where we're going to keep it. So. That
was one of our a review we had on Apple Podcasts. I think was something like that. Words just following words.
Except the I've heard of you part. It didn't have that on
it. Okay, that's everybody's 5 then, yeah?
Just a half rung below Drake, convincing idiot. That's not a bad track.
That's pretty good.
It's a t-shirt if you ask me.
We'll take it.
Half a rung below Drake.
So now what you get, so listening to these songs, did it make you guys feel like you are completely out of touch with new music? Are you sort of in touch? Do you want to listen to more? Or just every so often is okay?
That's a good question.
Nah, I'm going to stick with more of what I listen to normally. Go ahead, Dean.
It kind of made me want to listen to a couple different things. Like like the Rodrigo girl and who was it? Billie Eilish?
Sure.
I've seen Billie Eilish and whatnot, and I've never even began to think about listening to her. But now I actually think I might pull up some of her stuff and see how it sounds.
Yeah, she's been on SNL a couple of times. I'm just like, she is just super talented, really good.
Billie Eilish hosted one time and musical.
Yeah, you're right.
She did one.
I've heard her on podcast, and she's a good like her and her brother doing podcasts are fantastic.
Yeah, he's a big
they're
producer.
cool sounding people.
Yeah,
I just never figured it. What Phineas? Yeah, that's right. I just never figured the music was for me, so I never even thought to. And I'm sure I've heard if you played me something that was on in the background somewhere, I'd be like, oh, okay, I've heard that. So maybe it's something like that, but I've never actually searched out. But actually, I think I might actually now. So yeah.
Nick, what do you think?
It didn't make me feel out of touch, but it did make me realize how, like I said, you get into the artists that you like and the grooves that you like, and you kind of stay there sometimes.
Foghat.
I definitely I didn't. There was only Lil Tecca was the only one I'd never heard of before. I knew I was familiar with all these artists that came across here, and the types of music, stuff that I'm familiar with listening to. But it definitely made me think to myself that I should probably more often kind of put a top 40 thing on shuffle, see what you can find, see what kind of artists you like. Like I said, tomorrow at work I will be listening to the new Lil Tecca album just to hear what the rest of that sounds like.
Very good.
But yeah. So it was very cool. This was a good idea. Brian?
I mentioned we do want to do this similar thing with modern rock. We'll do that on another episode as well. But this was okay. I mean, I feel completely out of touch. I mean, at least I've heard of some of these artists, not all. It really, I mean, I feel like the newer music isn't not necessarily super innovative to things that I've heard for many years now, frankly. However, at the end of
They
the
invented the
day,
wheel.
yeah, but if you give, for me personally, if you give me this, like, probably many people would say the same thing, give me solid vocals, no auto-tune shit, good harmonies, good vocals, a good beat to the song.
You can
And
mix in the auto tune. Just don't make it the whole song.
I agree with you, and I like the blending of some good talented rap. I like all that. I don't care about I don't need, for me, like super violent or this or that. I'm not into that, but just good solid rap music is great. So anyway, well, I listened to a bunch more, maybe here and there, but at least it was something I didn't feel
Go home and turn on
completely
some
overwhelmed
DMX.
listening to. Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Gonna unwind with
All
a scotch and listen to some little Tekka, some miniature Tekka.
That's right. And you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, so that's a nice setup. So maybe this weekend I'm going to sit back.
A nice bourbon and some Bone Thugs in Harmony.
I like that. Yeah, maybe a nice bourbon with some Usher.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit back and enjoy my new tattoo that I showed earlier.
Yeah.
And you know what I did to get that tattoo? I looked up Golden Heart Tattoos on Facebook at Golden Heart Norton, Norton. They're also online, goldenhearttattoos.com. And I called Scott at 234-706-2982. We had a personal appointment, got in there. The shop's super clean. Scott does great work, as does his partner as well. Is it Greg?
Greg.
Gary. Greg.
Gary.
Very nice guy.
Gary. Who is this Gary character?
Who is this Gary character? Very good. Weird science. Greg, super. Yeah, he was also doing. He had a couple clients when I was in there with Scott, so he was busy as well, doing great work. So
I was just thinking of.
check them out.
I don't mean to step on your ad read, but fun fact: I don't think their phone's plugged in or they don't answer it. One of the two. So
right.
maybe just message them on the Facebook page because we were talking about that last time I was in there. They don't have a phone hooked up. So
yeah,
maybe don't.
We'll stop reading the fucking phone number if they don't pick up the goddamn thing. That's all right.
Find it down there in person.
Well, they have to.
Google the
like
address and go
knock
down
on
there.
the door.
There's three people in there, and they're always tattooing, and nobody stops to pick up the phone, and they just just message them.
Well, if you get a hold of them, they'll do great work for you at a very reasonable price and everything. So there you have it. So go check them out, gentlemen. We have done it.
We have done it.
The second episode of season 3.
That's right.
Oof.
Year 4. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm gonna go turn on some R. Kelly and pee in myself.
It's a fine idea. That's a fine idea. Nick,
it's our senior year. We can do what we want.
That's right. Exactly right. That's right. Exactly right. I wish you had auto-tune. I would have you do auto-tune, Nick, maybe outro, but you don't have that. So.
If you would like to find us, you can go to. I don't know how well it's working.
No, you got to keep that
That's not bad.
the whole time.
To our link tree and then go to all of our social media accounts. Convincing Idiots link. This is just not enjoyable to listen to. Go to our Convincing Idiots link. Anybody no one's going to find us on our link tree. They're just going to give up on this. Go to our Convincing Idiots link tree. How might you do that? Well, much like you would if you were auto-tuning a brand new record. If you were behind the control panel, you would get behind those keys. But in this instance, you would type into Google Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, and find links to all of our social media accounts, as well as where we can be listened to each and every week on this podcast platform, or your favorite podcast platform. We can also be found on our website, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I'm Millennial Nick.
I'm the Zennial Dean.
21 Savage, Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to get hip with us? Keep it hip with the kids for another episode of Convincing Idiots next week.
I think I broke my hip.
Chill.
Zennial Dean, Gen X Brian, Millennial Nick. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. Boy, I just don't like to show off my talent so much, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People start asking for autographs.
I get it. Yep, I get it.
I just don't need that in my life, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad enough being part of this global podcast.
Mm-hmm. Hard to go anywhere.
And you like have people like not only, oh my god, I see you're with those two other handsome fellas, and now you do that amazing stuff with your mouth. I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need
Too
that.
much pressure. Yeah.
It is. I don't need that in my life.
I only came at the tail end of that, but I assume it was self-praise. I don't.
No, we were talking about your mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.